Okay, so here's my appraisal report. I'm the only person in this group, so everything read in this PowerPoint will be by me. All right, so here's my subject house, single family home in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here are a few photos of the subject house. So my final appraised value after everything that I researched came to a value of 962,944. And throughout this report, I will explain how I came to that number. So market analysis, basically, Charlotte is a city that's top 25 in size of all cities throughout North Carolina. I mean, throughout the United States. The median household income is about $60,000. So this house comes in at about 1.2 million asking price, and my appraisal value of 962,000, which is well over the average price for a house in this region. There's 872,000 people living within Charlotte. Houses going up to 10, 20 mil, as low as 30,000. Okay, so it's 3,200 square feet on a half acre plot. It was built in 2019, and it has a remaining life of about, I'd estimate to be 7 years. Okay. So it is within 2 miles from the elementary, middle school, and high school, 6 miles from the nearest hospital, and 14 miles from Charlotte International Airport. Here's the zoning. Our subject property is in zone R3, which is approximately like right in there. So the sales history of the house is this house has not been sold yet. It's a newly built property that's been on the market since it's been built about a year ago. The last sale of this property of land was 330,000, but there's an existing much smaller house on the property that was later torn down to build the property. Originally, it was listed at 1.35 million, and now the current Zillow price is 1.2 million. Okay, so here's an aerial view of the subject property. As you can see in this picture, the house isn't yet there, but that's just because a new house and the Google Maps must have been taken before the house was built. But it's not right there, and you can see the surrounding houses. So my criteria for selecting comparables was I made sure it was 2 stories, 4 more bedrooms, 3 more bathrooms, single family home in between 2,500 and 4,500 square feet in Charlotte, North Carolina. So here's an aerial view of the subject and comparables. Here, right here is the subject, and here are all the comparables, with the farthest being at the peppercorn lane. Okay, comparable property number one has a current sale listing price of 1.25 million, 5 bedroom, 4 bath, 4,500 square feet, which is the biggest house, and a 0.17 acre lot, which is one of the smallest lots. Comparable property number two, sale price of 949,000, which is the least of all the properties, 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 3,900 square feet, and about a half acre plot, just like the subject. Comparable property number three, very similar to the current house, but the only difference from a lot of the houses, it's built in 1993, which all the other houses are built 2014 and beyond, and that's taken into account later on. Comparable property number four, sale price of 1.3 million, which is the most expensive house, coming in at 3,600 square feet on a 0.27 acre lot. Comparable property number five, 5 bedroom, 4 bath, 1.1 million, 3,700 square feet, 0.35 acre lot. This is a very similar house in all aspects to the subject house, as well as location. Comparable property number six, 1.15 million. Again, very similar to the current house, same location, very similar amount of square feet, but the lot is a lot smaller. Okay, so sales comparative descriptive statistics. Minimum price being the 949,000, and the highest price being the 1.325 million. Lot size, smallest 1.17, largest 0.63, and then that house that I was talking about with the 1993, and then the rest all in between 2014 to 2020. Okay, so here's the sales comparison grid. This top part is basically everything we've already spoken on, and here is all the adjustments I made. So the square footage, I subtracted all the houses that I picked were bigger than my current house. So basically, I just subtracted square foot of the comparable property from the square footage of the house that I chose, and then multiplied by the average price per square foot in Charlotte, North Carolina. I feel like it's a pretty accurate representation, but since these houses are definitely more on the higher end, the average square feet was taken from all houses in Charlotte, so it may not be the best, um, you know, comparison to these houses as opposed to the average. But that's really the only number I could find to compare them to. Adjustment for year built, all about the same, other than this 1993 property, which had 32,000 added to the price. All had 5 bedrooms, other than this 4 bedroom house, which I calculated a new bedroom to cost 40,000. Adjustment bath, they all had the same amount of baths other than these two, and I figured a bath through research would be 15,000 to add. So I subtracted that from the price of the comparables that had different amount of baths. So the land size, all about the same, all between zero point 0.2 and zero point 0.6 acres, so nothing really changed there. Adjustment garages, they all had the same garage, and then this led to the sales price and the new price per square feet, giving an average price of 1.63 million shown right there. That's just basically what I just said. Okay, so cost approach. I use a site called costbuild.net to really put in all the information on building a house, square footage, living space, all of that. I use the highest finishes on a scale of 1 to 5 on all the different things I could pick from, like the wood, the bathroom, everything like that, given that it is a house that is worth around $1 million. So, and I also figured that the house would last for about 75 years if it's properly maintained. And that's how I came up with this accrued depreciation, leading to the final cost once you add the estimated value of land. So basically, just a breakdown of all the things that you would need to build the houses and the prices, the material and the labor, final cleanup, contractor overhead and everything to get you the 602,000. Income approach, direct capitalization. Average monthly rent for a 5 bedroom house and around the size that we're looking at is 4,100, and I found that the market cap rate would be around 6% with an annual maintenance of about 3,500. Once you factor all those things in, shown here, you get to a net operating income of 45,700. Divide that by the cap market rate, and you get the price estimate of 761,666. Here's the graph from the apartment loan store that I used to find the market cap rate. Okay, so here's the discounted cash flows. Here's the cash flows, present values of cash flows using the discount rate, and using this formula here, coming up with this 761,000 to be added here, coming up with the final valuation using discounted cash flows of 828,296. Okay. Um, so basically, this is just a graph using the weights that I figured would be the most effective. I did a 75% on the sales comparison because I feel like comparable houses in the market that have similar square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, everything like that would be a better indicate of the market as opposed to the cost and these down here. Just given that, especially these two income methods aren't very commonly used and accurate for um, single family homes and things like that. So I use cost because I think it's important to know how much it would cost to build a house. I weighted that at 15% and then the two income methods at 5% because I don't really think they're super relevant to the type of property we're working with. Final thoughts. I came up with a $962,000 evaluation with the average of these numbers. It's 240,000 lower than the asking price of the house, but I believe that that's probably closer to the price range in which it'll sell in, especially now with the COVID-19 influences on the market. I think because of COVID-19, the unemployment rate will go way up, and there'll be a lot of decreases in sales and then sales prices, as well as the buying power people have. So when somebody might have been able to spend $1.2 million on a house before, but now because of less income and the stock market decline, less funds and savings, they're now maybe going to be spending closer to 962,000, which is you know accurate with what I came up with. Um, and here down here is basically everything that I found on the COVID effects, and I don't think it's going to be as detrimental as the 2007 crisis, but we think that 47 million jobs will be lost, as well as bringing the employment rate up to 32%. There won't be people buying houses, and there'll be people desperate to sell their houses, both bringing down the price of homes drastically. People aren't going to be worrying about buying a new home when they don't have money to, feed their kids or support their lifestyle. So I think, especially with the kind of house that I was looking at, $1 million houses and plus, there are not going to be many people in the market to buy a house of that price, which I think is very bad. But that's just the reality of the coronavirus and the effects it has on the market. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching.